Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Been a while. We've moved.
Yeah.
We've done a month's worth of work, I think, since we last touched base,
No, it was like half a month.
3/4 of a month and a bit extra. Yeah, welcome back, Papa Weird, and
Widling.
yeah, here with you on the Weird Games, doing weird things with weird minis. There's yours.
Gus.
Alright, Gus, we have to turn around and look at the other screen. Everything's been moved around, can't see things as easily. So this is Click Click, the dancing druid barbarian Kenku, which is a very clear choice for a character to play. Everybody should be playing that. Okay.
It's the new meta.
The new meta, right. So we need to catch up on what we did for March, pretty much is what we're going to do. Some of the stuff we might have seen, but we will sort of gloss over those. We're going to relate it back to the map we've got here that I've done
up. Completed map?
Sure, I finally got around to finishing that. That's why we've a bit late getting back to you guys, but we should have a look. Let's start with that.
7 days off schedule.
Here's our master copy. We'll put the dice out of the way for a second. Here's the master copy. Put that up on top there for a second. All right. Make sure that's our... Pretty good. That's our month's worth of work. All right. So here at the master copy, we finished March. We've started April.
We did the first level of April?
Yeah, we did 1 day of April, and we've got a catch-up to do again. So we'll do that for a live episode. This is just our catch-up, and we're just going over March with everything that we've got finished up here, all right? So this is a introduction to channel. Hi, we do the weird stuff as we do the Dungeon 23 challenge. I think we've done all right for January and February. We had a prison that then turned into a prison expansion that then turned into some caves, that then turned into some bigger caves, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Which will turn into some bigger caves.
No, we're coming out of the caves. Yeah, well, there's caves and then there's bigger caves, and then this is the biggest of the caves, and then on the other side of this is where we come out of the caves.
Bigger caves.
No, this is the exit. This is down to the valley. Then there is an oasis.
The valley.
There's an oasis with a valley. Oh my god. Catch up. All right. Catch up, tomato. Okay. So where are we for the month of May? Month of March.
March, yes.
All right. I was looking at the wrong page. So I suppose this is what we've done to keep us clear on each of the days here. And we start with the entry. Let's have a look where that is. Here, where have we got the entry there? All right. Very simple. 3 ways. Comes out of the caves here through a little gap in the wall after having traversed out of the expansion with the prison section. All right, let's quickly flip through these.
The dead end.
Yeah, the dead end down here with some gems in it.
Gemstones.
All right, so...
Oh, yeah, and these are the 2 names we've thought of.
Oh, yeah, okay, so
this month.
We should show you around the map. We've got a key over here with the distance traveled, 1 centimeter being about 15 feet.
Approximately.
No. It's pretty much to scale with what I've got in the book here. I've gone backwards and forwards with it. You'll see if we've got openings that are 10 feet wide, that on the pages they're 10 feet. The sizes of the rooms are represented here, except that like the one in the actual quad-ruled book is far more accurately drawn. If you can call what I do accurately drawing. But yeah. And this one also has like the little creatures where we've tried to put creatures in to sort of draw them and represent them on the page. And where there's chests and monsters and stuff like that. All right. So...
This is the first part of the owlbear nest.
Yeah. We've got owlbear nest. So in here we've got 2 owlbear cubs. Owlbear? Yeah, 2 owlbear cubs are sleeping in here. Don't wake them up.
This one, there's
2 females in here. The mates, the pairs. All right, don't wake them up.
And then the alphas, the big white.
Yeah, alpha, big boss honcho owlbear is still asleep. Don't wake up. All right.
Otherwise, he will fight.
All right. So got a little nest in here, but this is also where any of the good treasures in here. Some some gems and some diamonds and stuff like that. Some boots and the wolf's howl. Is this the wolf howling, the one that turns you into the wolf?
Yep.
All right, sure, very good.
So this is the Minotaur Manor.
Yeah, we've done up a Minotaur Manor. We got a family in here, and they have a sending stone that they share with the Hadozi Hermit further up. So if there's any trouble going either way, these are peaceful. They've settled down. They've allied and sort of like they've defended their section. They've cut it off, you know, right? Up here they have cut it off.
There's if you can't tell, that's like a broken.
Yeah, broken passageway up here. We can go into that more at room 17. Anyway, so back to where we are though.
That's the water hole.
There's a watering hole here, but it's just salt water. It comes up out of the ground. It's not connected to anything. It's just a giant sinkhole, probably connected to some underground deposit, many more hundreds of feet deep, beyond what we're doing.
If you watched Life of Pi, it's like one of those sinkholes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Except everything doesn't die at night.
Yeah, that was a bit weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Life of Pi was a bit weird. We have to think about that. That's a movie you got to think about. All right, okay.
So this one is the Triways.
First Triways, yeah, sure. So we've got another three-way here. There's not much to do except climb up and down some stairs. And there's a little bit of a room to rest in there with some pretty good vantage if you need to hold up. We have the next room was the Hadozi hut. Yep. Got a Hadozi druid living in there.
Who is willing to sell goods.
Got some goods to sell, willing to trade and barter if you're on good terms. Has a menagerie of creatures that keep him company in there.
Yeah,
a baboon, bat, flying snake, mastiff, and a ferret. But we used weasel stats because there's no ferret stats. And, you know. Sad, sure. So, yeah, they share the sending stones with the Minotaurs so they can communicate with each other if they have any need to in the immediate.
And then crystals.
The Hadozi is actually there guarding a crystal outpost. I tried to do some colouring and some artwork here. Not sure how that turned out. Yeah, well, we're getting there. I'm getting there. All right. Let me see. So, don't take any from there. Without express permission, and you probably won't get that permission from the Hadozi, so try not to do that.
You skipped a bit.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, one of the, it's just one of the,
This is the little...
Oh, this is this Triways, is it? Oh, we have another one that cuts off down here, sure, alright.
But we didn't say this was a Triways, because this technically isn't...
Well, it's more of a stairs. The importance of this here is the stairs that connect up to the cauldron in the center room, all the way down to the hag.
Sea hag.
So these stairs are getting very slippery. All of this is very moist area, as water dripping down the walls. You go very deep until you will eventually meet a water reservoir and have a swimming section with dinosaurs in it. But let's get to that. Oh, we had return of mushrooms in the last month. We had mushrooms in the previous caves. We've brought them back.
More mushrooms.
Yeah, well, this time that we put some dangerous ones in, right?
Yep. This is room 12 where...
What are they called? Where are they? They're violent violets. Shrooms, all right? Okay, these things are...
try to attack you.
Yeah, we've only got 2 in here. They serve as kind of like a warning and a get to know you for the next room, which I also coloured with bright colours in a mushroom induced haze one night. Yeah, great. Be careful what you do with your pizzas, okay? But anyway, this is far more dangerous. We put in here?
There's like
14 to 16. Yeah, because they're a very low CR, right? So it's more of an inundation, and if you wake one up, then you're going to wake them all up. And the only one really to be scared of is one that's right in the center.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, but you can kind of walk through the little path very, carefully.
Peacefully.
Maybe stealth through there and get through one at a time. But any more than one at a time stealthing through, you're probably going to blow.
You can't bring any of the sheepies through.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to be careful with that. Anything that's too large is going to set it off, that's for sure. Anything that you can't make be stealthy is going to set it off.
And then the Plesio Palace.
Yeah, sure, the Plesios Palace. We put some Plesiosaurs in here. They're aligned to the hag that they're protecting. There's a family of 4 of them in there. And they live in somewhat toxic waters. They stay out of the other section. They don't really like to go down the other hole because the
They
other
will
hole.
only go down there if needed.
Yeah, they got to chase someone down there or whatever because like the
They
water's
can
down
barely
this end.
fit.
The water's down this end here. They're poisonous.
Very
Alright.
poison.
So this is the hag. This is this is our first hag. We haven't talked about her.
We haven't talked about this this
Sure.
series of rooms from room 11 onwards.
All right, that's right. We've left off here. Okay, so yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you come down here into the first hag section, and she's got like a really rocky outcrop sort of dingy cavern room. She doesn't sleep on anything that's sort of constructed. It's just like got rags and furs and skins and stuff in one corner down here where she sleeps on a bit of a ledge on an outcrop. She's got a cauldron for like cooking some stuff up.
Spike and Spike.
This one is capable of magic and does do like minor tasks for the head hag, the one at the end. All right, we'll get to her. We'll get to her later on. We'll talk about her.
Just for your information,
Right.
once they're done like 3 sections, they level up.
Oh yeah, well if you want to talk about the level up for this month, it comes when you've killed one of the hags, because it's kind of implied that you have one of the first 2 hags. We've got 1 and we've got 2 over here, the sea hag and the green hag. And independently, they're quite low CR. If you get all 3 of the hags together in the cauldron in the middle room while they're doing one of their shenanigans, seminars. That's it. They're Hagley coven work, right?
Coven party.
Yeah, coven party, sure, where they get their cauldrons brewing on, right? So if you interrupt them during one of those, it's not good because altogether, plus their minions
like
and their stuff.
CR 16.
Well, no, I mean like it's CR. If the Sea Hag CR2, I think she goes up to a CR4. I think the Green Hags it's something like a CR5 if they're there. So you'd have a 4 and a 5 in the one fight. The lead hag, the big one at the end, she's CR8 if you catch her on her own, and I think CR10 is part of like if the whole coven is together. So she's the one that you need to isolate. So the idea is you don't take them all together in their seminar coven meeting shenanigans.
You die and have to restart.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Send another party down or something, right? But what will happen is you have to have cleared out through one of the section and taken out either the sea hag or come and get the green hag. And if you come through here, then you can get your level up if you by milestone by defeating one of the hags. And then that'll give you a leg in to be able to, maybe you ally with the owlbears if they wake up, because you've got a druid on the party who can soothe them and will get them to come fight with you.
Owlbear.
I don't know, maybe. Oh, new rules. But maybe if you go the other way, you can get the Hadozi to come and support you, especially if you've had a good relation. No, if you've been on good relations with the previous ones. Right, they might tell you that the druid's up here to look them up, right? Say you don't fight with the Minotaurs, so your Minotaurs and Hadozi on your side, so you can lead them in fights to fight either 1 or 2 of the other hags. You might need their help essentially to defeat the lead hag at the end anyway, right? So anyway, so what can we talk about? What she's got? She has in her lair. She has smelly, has bones, is smelly, has dead things everywhere. There's large rocks outcroppings. All right, sleeps on a ledge. We've talked about that. She does have 130 gold. She doesn't have much gold. Oh, this one has the goblin key. This key, the goblin key, is a magical key, and it locks any door.
Like a skeleton key.
Yeah, but for locking doors behind you, all right? So you'd have to work out the DC to be able to pick it, and whether it's magic, whether you'd have to maybe magically dispel it rather than pick it because it's a magically locked door. But yeah, she has the goblin key. She has a journal of a Hadozi slave that tells you the story of what actually happened to the Hadozi when they fled out from here. So she can give that journal can give you story about what's to come in the April section. Yeah, you can get a lore dump exposition about why they fled and who they fled from. And they fled from a mage who is tampering with astral stuff and sucked them in and tried to get them to work for him. And they fled away and they got caught by the hags. and the hags have made them go to work for them, and they do horrible stuff to them. And then some of those Hadozi have made their freedom, like this one, and he got some of the way free. But then he got caught by the sea hag, and then that's the end of his story, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And might give you some more insight on like the later stuff for April.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you'll know that later on there's some mage coming up, and that they were keeping the slaves, and that there might be other ones that are floating around still under control of either the mage or some of the other hags. That there should be other ones that are alive somewhere. So if you come all the way down this section here, you won't even know that there's a druid sitting up in a hut up here until you come all the way and find that out, right? So if you find the journal first, then it'll give you an idea that there should be other ones, and some of them should be free. So maybe you go looking them out, and you know that there's other free because you saw them in the previous month, in the second month, right?
I mean, you could have missed those Sadozis as well.
Could you?
Yeah, there was 2 ways you could go.
Okay, sure. Oh, yeah, you're right. You could have gone around, but you would assume that they would have cleared it out, right? The people went the entire way around. I don't know if they did, but yeah. Let's see. So what else? Oh, things that you can get off her other than this key. She has gold. She got a journal. She's got hair. So they got magical hair. And if you eat them, you can be amphibious for an hour.
I'm pretty sure that's how that worked.
Sure. I think that was in one of the books. She has blood that you can harvest out of it, and it makes you ugly. Like it gives you a disguised self, but you can change yourself into something ugly. Maybe you could look like one of the hags or something like that to confuse somebody and be like, I'm obviously your sister because I am ugly hag also.
Like the rogue.
Yeah,
like sneak attacking the
Do we give them some magical items? Oh, ring of dancing from the Book of Ebon Tides and the seal skin cloak.
Yes, they can turn into a seal.
So they can turn into a wolf, they can turn into a seal, they can turn into a snake from somewhere. Is that still coming, or is that one of the items from before?
I think that was one of the items from before.
Okay, so there's a snake item somewhere. All right, we should move on.
Yeah.
So that's this section, sea hag, all right? Guarded by dinosaurs and mushrooms, all right? So that's this section here, all right?
Yeah.
No. This is that section. That's branch 1.
And 2.
This is branch 1. That's branch 2. This is the hag 1. This is hag 2. That's branch 3. This is hag 3. All right. So this section is just the sea hag. That's the 5 days here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
And
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're up to here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see where we're at now?
Yeah.
Working with me? We're all on the same page.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so what do we got in room 16 and 17? What are these rooms here?
This one.
These are ropers.
Yep, the ropers.
The ropers are in here. These are apparently pretty tough fights. So we haven't put the 2 of them in together. Water, hydration. Red, unsponsored sports beverage. All right, hydration is the key. Okay. So yeah, we have ropers. They're a pretty tough fight. So instead of putting them in together, we put them in separate rooms, but
kind of separate rooms.
Yeah, next to each other. Separated by, what is that? That's this is why we've got the ruler here. Separated by approximately 4 15s. So that's 30. That's 60 feet. All right. So even if they disturb one, the other one still takes probably 2 or 3 rounds to get to you. So hopefully you finish one off, and then the second one comes. So that's the idea of that encounter. All right. Otherwise, this is a very simple room. This is where we have our collapsed door. The green hag up here has obviously collapsed that to keep the Hadozi out, as it looks collapsed on her side. And
didn't you say the Hadozis?
Maybe that. Well, maybe it's not clear whether the Hadozi and the Minotaurs did that, or whether it was done by the green hag to make sure that they weren't so easily able to get into their space. Right? They have to go now down this other corridor, up the stairs, and then come back past the ropers, and then to engage them, right?
Yep.
Unless you clear out this block passage, which can be done. It's going to be quite noisy,
so
and
this is a pretty high spot. This is like high.
This is probably one of the highest spots in the entire area. So everything kind of leads up to here, and
But
then
this is the highest spot.
once you go through here, this is about the same. This area will be about the same. There's no real raises here. So once you're at this level here, you can go through this area straight to the end hag. I mean, it's written on here. I mean, if they could see that and they zoom in, they'll see it. It's a Hydra hag, right? So this is the Hydra hag's lair.
Yeah, you
at
can
this side
see
here.
But because YouTube now has a zoom feature.
Sure. So the issue probably would be that if they come here too early, then the Hydra hag is going to alert either the green hag or the sea hag or both, and you're going to get caught right in the middle. So you'll probably be dead somewhere around here if you have to fight all three of them. So hopefully we put in some tell, some way that they can see that coming here. Like, I mean, the first way they can come here has to be through one of these 4 corridors, right? It's the only way they can get in.
So that's the only way they can get in.
So the first time they come in, they're going to see all of the hags doing their ceremony. And they're going to see that the Hydra hag, the really big one, because the other two are pretty easy to take on their own, but the big one is bossing them around, is bullying them, is really rough, and is huge and formidable, but she can't cast magic. He doesn't do any of the mixing of the
other ones. They can make friends with the other hags.
That's not how hags work. We don't talk about making friends with the monsters. I mean, you can try to, but they're going to try and betray you because they work for their own benefits, and their benefits is actually souls and selling souls to devils. And you just look like another soul to sell, so they would work for you until they turned up at the Hydra hag's lair, and then they would betray you, and then you got 2 people to fight, and then you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's how that works. It wouldn't.
Okay.
So, let's get past the roper room. Past the ropers, we have the green hag's hovel. She actually has built somewhat of something of a structure for herself. She is attended by 2 undead at all time. They are zombies. They are her
zombie Hadozis.
Hadozi zombies. They are her minions that accompany her all the time. And she has over here in the graveyard.
You need to tell them about the.
Oh, I will. But she has other zombies over here very quickly that she can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And she can call up 2 at a time, right? She has power over these ones. If you knock down her 2 zombies, she'll call up the other 2 until she depletes all 6 of these, right? And there's a couple of open graves ready. For the party or for more monkey people to go into, right? She also has over here, as you can see, a lab, and because she does undead rituals and evil things with these creatures. All right, so
you can't really see it.
Does it say the lab? You can't really see it over here, can you? It's very small. We'll see it in a second.
Read it.
All right, so she also has things that you can take off of her. She has a tongue. You can harvest her tongue, and it'll give you mimic voices and sounds. So you get mimicry for an hour. And let's see, she also has a set of fine brushes for painting or artistry, non-magical. They're just very nice. Deck of tarot cards that are non-magical, just very nice. And a magnifying glass that's non-magical but very nice. A whole heap of copper and electrum. So she has some cache of currency. Let me see. What else did we give her for magical items? Oh, from the Taldori campaign items. We gave her the Magician's Judge, which is a magic greatsword that can dispel magic on hit once per day. All right, so that's not too bad. And what's this? The Inescapable Lash. Oh, this is a whip, right? That has extended range and can grapple as a bonus action on hit. Right, so... she does have a couple of interesting niche items in there. The magical greatsword. I think that's enough. Magical greatsword, whip. Let me see. She doesn't have any. No, she doesn't have any. Diaries or journals this time, like the other one did. I think the more interesting thing is just that she just has a whole heap of undead Hadozi running around with her.
And then
in a lab.
The lab.
Yeah, she has a lab. This room has.
You can kind of read it.
Okay. Well, very good. And in the lab, she has different things that you can put in there for brewing
Potions.
potions and stuff like that.
She has a mini
some scrolls
cauldron.
and books. And in her cauldron, she actually has something on the brew. We did this on the day.
Oh yeah.
Right, and it was a potion on the brew for flying for 10 minutes. All right, and what do we have? 20 portions of this. All right, so this is a lot of flying. All right, so
A lot of flight.
maybe game breaking. It's not permanent. It does give the opportunity for the group to have a lot of ways to get out of things, like this bridge that's coming up. If they don't want to climb the bridge because it could get destroyed out from underneath them, or they land in the water, all right, underneath us. To say they do end up in the water for whatever reason, then
This water is mildly poisonous.
No, this one's the clear water.
Oh,
By the time it's gone through the earth, it's had a natural filtration. So this is clear water here. The poison water is only really in this section here where,
and like over here.
well, yeah, but this is very narrow tunnels. You could probably roll to find tunnels and be like, DM, I just want to hold my breath for 10 minutes and be a fish. I turn into the seal, and how far can I get? Well, you can get all the way through. All the way through to a waterfall on the other end. It's just that...
No, but they could go to April.
Oh, on the other side of this, they could through to the tunnel on the other side, come out, and there's a waterfall on the other end. Yeah, sure.
Didn't
Okay.
you say it was a oasis?
Yeah, on the other end of the waterfall, where the waterfall's out into, is the room 1 for April, which is the oasis. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I see.
We're on the same page again.
Yep.
Good work. All
okay, now room 21.
Woo! All right, so this is the next section, right? So we've done all of the
part 2.
All right, sure. And this is getting very slimy everywhere. Once you get up, look, this quite wide steps. See, I did it to scale, 10 feet. That's 10 feet. All right. You get up into this room here, and you can either go down one skinnier branch or one thicker one. And what we've done here is a little bit crazy. We've got slimes one way. What have we got? Oozes, jellies.
So this one.
Jellies one way.
This way.
Over here, yeah.
Jellies.
And down here we have cubes. We have gelatinous cubes.
There's like 5 of them.
5,
2,
plenty.
3,
Yeah.
4, 5.
So we've got plenty of gelatinous cubes in there. All right, so that's quite the encounter. They're all up on the roof, sitting up there.
So like if they don't see them, it could just like drop from the ceiling.
Yeah, because they're going to make DC checks to see them, and they're in a 20-foot room, right? So the roof's 20 foot up. They may or may not perceive them. They may walk right underneath them. They're probably going to be quite keen looking out for them, but who knows? Yeah, so they have gelatinous cubes to contend with. And then for these last 2 rooms, we did all of it. We combined for this whole section jellies, cubes, and mimics, all right? So in this top room, we have, the top room here, we have a cube in the middle, and we have jelly over on the wall. So if they walk along the wall and try and crawl along the wall, they're gonna get attacked by jelly, and then a cube is gonna fall at them because one of these, there's chests on the other side, so it makes it look like you want to go and see what's in the chest. There's 2 of them. Well, one of them is a chest, and the other one's a mimic.
Oh yeah, and the ooze is an adult oblex.
Yeah, an adult oblex. I'm not sure on the pronunciation of that. I mean, like,
bring it up and all.
Oh, maybe. What, you're gonna go to the D&D pronunciation webpage?
Like it should be. Show it to them.
What oblex looks like?
Yeah. It isn't in the actual books.
It's not in the direct monster manuals. It was in one of the other ones. It was in
the Grim Hollow ones.
No. I'm sure it was in Monsters of the Multiverse. Right?
Monsters of the Multiverse?
I'm not sure. I didn't write it down here. No. It'd be too much to go looking for these things, alright? It'd be too much to look for these ones. I'm sure they can look at and Googles it up, right? Adult Oblex. I'm sure the stats are up there. I mean, they've been in several different versions and stuff previously before. If they didn't come out of the monster manual.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, we'll take up way too much time.
Then there's the.
Oh, we want to talk about what is in these treasure chests first, because we put a whole heap of stuff in. There's one treasure chest. There's an actual chest.
Loot cube.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, and the other one is the other one is gelatinous cube. All right, so. You mean the other treasure? Yeah, in this second room,
Doesn't this one have treasure?
To be very clear.
Yes.
In the top room, it has treasure in a chest. It's actual treasure chest, but it is the only one. In the other room, there is 3 treasure chests. None of them have treasure in it. All of them are mimics, all right?
Yep.
So if they come this way down the bottom, they will only think that all the treasure chests are mimic. So they may get to this top room and decide to fireball the treasure chest this time instead of getting caught by mimics, at which point they will possibly blow up what is the contents inside this chest, all right?
Yeah.
Whereas if they come this way, they may find out that the chest could possibly be mimics, but not definitely, and then they might take a different approach when they come down to the ones in this room here. Either way, either room, there is cube on the roof waiting to fall down on anyone who approaches the chest, and up against the wall, there's oblex. Because this one has mini oblex. These are the oblex
Baby
spawn,
oblex.
baby ones. These are tiny. They can fit like four in a little space, right?
Yeah.
Within the 5 feet of each other, you can have the little spawn. So we have oblex spawn, adults, and mimics,
More.
cubes. We have a whole heap of crazy stuff going on in these 2 rooms here. But between it all, we have like 3,000 gold and 18,000 silver and 2,000 copper and 200 platinum, right?
That's quite a lot of platinum.
Yeah. I've got an idea later on for how they can spend all this gold in a way in which they can roll on a table to see if things are available, all right? We're going to introduce a magical item later on that acts like a shop, all right? But that's not for now. So by the time they do actually get like 10, 15, 20,000 gold and they're carrying it around, it's like, when will we ever get to spend that? We'll give them an item for that later, all right?
The magic.
Sure.
The magic book of gambling.
No, not quite. Not quite. They're not getting a book of gambling just yet. They might meet a creature that introduces them to gambling in some way, right, as a NPC, but a book of gambling doesn't quite work like that, all right? I don't think so anyway. Maybe I can think about that. Anyway, lots of stuff. Beyond this, it's all slimy. It's all oozes and oblexes and jellies and cubes and items.
Even in there?
Oh, they have a circlet of blasting. I'm pretty sure this is all from the DM's guide, yeah. What do we got here? Cloak of Elven Kind, Headband of Intellect, Pearl of Power. So lots of little things in there. Diamond. We've got 500 gold diamond. So that's good for if someone needs a high level res later on, because they're going to be getting into that with spells. The cleric, so they need a diamond. In the other chest,
expensive diamond.
Yeah, in the other chest, this one actually has. So that's more utility items and smaller items. In the other one, because all of the loot is located in the gelatinous cube, and we don't want it to all get dissolved. It's stuff like a silver mace with draconic runes. We have a gauntlet of ogre power. We have a wand of the war mage. All right, so things that would survive being inside the gelatinous cube and not getting eaten up. All right, let's move past that. All right.
Now we're here.
Okay. Now, I don't know how long I've been recording. All right, we're trying to get through this. Okay, get it all up to speed. Let me see. Room 26, which is our grove. Oh, yeah, this is a grove of dead trees.
With 24 rabbin hex.
Yeah, it's not sure whether the grove was grown like this or whatever was growing out of these trees. Maybe that's a on-the-day high-level survival role. But what has...
History role?
Sure. Well, no, survival nature, not history, right? But what has taken up inside these dead trees with their dead limbs and stuff like that, and the roots that have all grown out of the ground and made it all very difficult terrain, the only thing that is living in here is, as you said, these raven hex. They're birds, right? They come out of the Grim Hollow Monster Manual, and there's 24 of them. They're quite low CR. What are they, quarters? This is a level 6 party at the minute, so the idea is that they should be able to handle these things, but these ones have that flyby ability, so they can move their full 60 feet, I think it is, and attack you and fly away, right? And you don't get no opportunity attacks. And so if 24 of them did that on one person, I think we did that, right?
Yeah, it will just kill them.
No. Well, we mocked it up, and I think out of all of the rolls on someone with a AC of 14, I think we got like 7 hits out of 24.
Which would still hurt a lot.
A lot, yeah. And I think for their damage, it wasn't that great. But
it killed the person.
I think it was at that level. Was about 24 hit points worth of damage, which for a level 6 mage, I think we're talking about could kill maybe. Yeah, it depends on if they've taken damage. Depends on all their racial stuff now. They've statted it out, their cons, scores, and stuff like that. But 24 damage, I think, was what it came out to on like a level 6 mage. I mean, up or down. If it's on one of the fighters or a ranger or someone's got higher than that's AC 14. If someone's got AC 21 or AC 18, they might take only 1 or 2 of those hits. Right?
Yeah.
So it's questionable on the difficulty here. It could be quite deadly, but could be quite, the mage could just step up, be told that there's 24 of these birds, or there's a whole heap of birds in all these trees, and they could have a sorcerer that just twin casts Fireball. Actually, no, I don't think you can do that. I think twin cast is only single creature casting, but they could cast Fireball, and then the wizard could cast Fireball as well after them or something. I don't know. They could clear these things out pretty easily, really.
Now, room 27.
Oh my god, I need a drink. That was quite a mouthful. All right.
Now I'm out of water.
So, beyond this grove of dead trees and scary birds,
there's room 27.
Yeah, this is where the Hydra Hag, the leader boss, Hag here, she has slaves. She keeps them alive to work as guards and as helpers. She is mostly ruled, though, by her appetite and her horribly monstrous attitude towards life. She rules everything through fear and manipulation. She gets the other hags to work for her and do the magic-y kind of stuff. She mostly keeps the Hadozi alive for eating. The ones that she doesn't and the ones that she doesn't want to eat, she gives off to the Green Hag, and the Green Hag uses their bodies to bring back to life as zombies and stuff like that. So this is sort of the chain of the pipeline of what's going on.
Chain.
The food chain for the poor Hadozis. This is why they want to escape. This is why the Hadozi Hermit will probably quite reasonably join you to fight these creatures if they get the chance and if you're on good terms with them. So they have a little checkpoint here with a couple of the slaves, the ones that are a bit stronger and buffer and kept a bit better, the ones that are more willing to work
They're
for
about CR5?
Maybe not. CR2s. I mean, they don't need many of them, because the idea is if even one of them escapes over the bridge and warns the Hydra Hag, she's not far away. See what? Turn that over to centimeters. The Hydra Hag is about 120 feet away, right? Could easily run back over the bridge and call out. So, yeah, but it's only 1 or 2 if you're yelling the whole way, right? And she can hear you and come out of her little gullet, sort of maw. Her room is just sort of like a
hole.
Yeah, it's just a hole of dead things and trapped food things. So she keeps her slaves here. On one end is a trip off to the den. This is where she keeps. Let's have a look. One end is the den here, the slave pens.
Slaves, yeah.
Yeah, with the Hadozis kept alive in there. Okay. On the other end is the cave giant. This is recommended to us by, I think it was Mr. Eric from the channel. Mentioned something about a cave giant being cool. He said we should put it on the back burner. Well, now we've got it. The cave giant, though, for CR value, we had to bump down from CR10 down to about CR8, so that was less threatening. We moved it from
to like a CR7, didn't we?
7 or 8. Well, I mean, you'd have to balance it out because we didn't write all the stats down here now. I mean,
it's a little baby runt.
It's a runt giant, but from that point, it's gone from huge down to large, right?
Yeah.
So still bigger than most of the mediums in the party, but definitely smaller than your average giant, okay? So you'd be playing with its constitution, its hit points, its strength, all of that kind of stuff to bring it down, but it's still a formidable ally. If the party can free it, and can get it on their side before the hag gets it to work for her as a foe. I mean, it'd be almost insurmountable as a foe. You if you have that as well as the Hydra hag, a couple of the Hadozi guards, you're trying to fight all of those at once. That's a losing battle. I mean,
That's a death sentence.
yeah, you're probably going to need the Minotaurs on your side at that point, or the Druid.
And the Minotaurs, and
yeah, or something
every
like
single
that.
prisoner.
So the idea is you come in, you take out these guards real quietly, like with stealth, right? You get them out of the picture so that the hag's not warned. You leave her to absolute last. You scout out the slaves and free them. You have those guys working for you.
You have the cave giant.
Yeah, you free the cave giant, have the cave giant working for you,
700
right?
NPCs working for you.
The very last thing you want is to spook the guards and have the guards go back and tell the Hydra hag that she has to be ready because the party's coming and she needs to be there with her cave giant at the barricades ready to stop you. I mean, that's the last thing you want, right? Because this is where we are. All right, this is the
Hydra hag.
Yeah, the Hydra hag sitting in the gut. All right,
the hole.
Sure. So the lair's just full of dead bodies. It's mud. It's bones everywhere. It's
4 shackles.
Sure.
3 of them being full.
Yeah, you got shackles up against the wall with some really sort of not healthy looking Hadozis in there. They're the next meal or tomorrow's dinner. You have also, so from this room, say you are back in the grove here with the dead trees, and you hear a horrible scream come out and then suddenly sort of silenced. This is the room that those screams are probably coming from. All right. So anyway, the other exit of this is out to the Dragon Valley. All right. So what you have to do is get past her. If you kill her in her lair, I mean, on her own, that's probably the best outcome. You can rummage through whatever's lying on the ground.
What is lying on the ground?
There's some loot, yeah, scattered on the floor. Very disorganized because she doesn't care about that. That's not what she's here for. Maybe she's
hungry.
Hungry, yeah, and she's kept the best meals for herself. So, let's see. She has a whole heap of copper and electrum. Did we put any? We didn't. Oh, so we put copper and electrum. We didn't put any gold or silver or platinum. That's very funny. She has a dragon's tooth of one of the upcoming dragons. So we are going to have dragons next month for the April. So are we going to have the good dragon, or the metallic dragon? Or are we going to have the chromatic dragon tooth? Or what?
The good dragon tooth.
We'll have to come back to that to decide which dragon tooth that is, because we haven't even decided on the color of this dragon yet. She also has the cell keys, so if you dispatch her early enough, you can actually get the keys to the pen, so you don't have to break them or unlock them and pick them. She has a rope of climbing, which will be good for later on because we've got some mountain and stuff, so that'll be helpful.
What climbing's for?
Well, look, this is the thing. We're gonna have they got climbing rope now. They got magical potions for flying. If they've gone through and gotten that out of the lab, right? So, they do have access to getting around some problems later on. If they do have problems with flight and with climbing and reconnaissance, at least they have some options now, right? As well as the different forms that they can turn into, like snakes and seals and wolves and stuff or whatever, right? So even if they don't have a druid in the party, they've at least got some options to some tricks up their sleeve,
Sneaky
right?
Barbarian.
Sure. Sneaky, yeah. Give it all to the barbarian. Have a sneaky barbarian with insta rage the second they pop up, right?
Okay. Yeah, because that was an item that increased your wisdom by 20 and made
to 19 wisdom to 19. Yeah, sure.
And then just give that to the barbarian. Smart barbarian seal.
No, there's a difference between smart, which is intelligence, and wisdom. It's wise barbarian seal. Right.
Wise barbarian seal.
Sure. All right. Okay. The druid that never learned to be a druid, never fully connected with nature, just the animals. All right. So, what else do we give them? The key, rope of climbing. Oh, there's a puzzle box inside, and inside that puzzle box, so we'd have to make up a puzzle for that. Okay, that the party gets to solve. But if they do that, they open up. And there's what was the name of this ointment that came out of it? There was some magical ointment out of the
MG,
which is behind us. Do you want to get that? I'll just have a very quick sip of the non-sponsored water.
Red water.
Mm. Red power juice. All right. Where's the magical items at the back here? It was K something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This was the one with the funny name, hard to pronounce, right? Where are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I? We're good to far. We ended up in M. J, K. Oh, Kyog Tom's ointment. All right. What's this one do? Ointment action, 1 dose ointment, swallowed or applied to skin.
It
Regains
regains hit
2d8.
points and
Okay.
is cured of all disease.
Well, there you go. That's lovely. Once a day, you get ointment that can give you heals, right? So, and cure your poison and diseases. That's handy. And you got to solve the puzzle in the box first. All right. Put that one away. All right. Apparently, there's a thunderstorm rolling in. The weirdling just notified me on his weather watch by hearing it with his ears. So we're going to finish this up very quickly.
Yeah.
All right, this is our catch up. We're in our last month. This has been our whole month. We left the middle room to the end. All right, this is the meeting room. We talked about it a little bit earlier. This is where all of the crones come to do their magic once a month on the dark moon. Yeah, it's got a big cauldron in the middle. Always looks perpetually empty and clear. Unless you're actually there on the night that they're doing their business, their dark seminars. And
so, Dad.
yes, Weirdling.
It's on a dark moon.
Sure,
right?
Sure. New moon.
New
right?
moon. So when they walk into them doing it, they just know the date.
Well, they won't know the date because they've been underground for ages, right?
No,
but I mean,
because it's just like there might be some like hidden lore about them only doing it on a new moon.
Well, they can find out. They can talk to the druid. The druid would know all about this sort of stuff. Yeah. The druid would be like, "Oh, yes, on the day of the blah blah, they come together to do mysterious, evil, dark stuff. Horrible noises come as they plunge people into the broth to cook and eat them or something. I don't know. It's horrible. No. We don't go there. Anyway, yeah. So you can give exposition. Maybe the Minotaurs sit you down in their room. You're on good terms. They have put on a cup of tea and they speak to you about why they originally worked for the Hags, but then they saw the bad stuff. So then they opted out when the Hadozi showed them the way, and now they're vegetarians and they eat fish out of the salt water. You know,
Pescatarians.
Right? Pescatarians. All right, sure. So in the center is their cauldron. It's got roots and all sorts of gnarly bits coming out of the ground and the walls. And sitting on those roots and gnarly bits growing out of the woodwork is some maiden hair? Maiden hair. Comes out of the Grim Hollow book, all right? We touch base with that again. So this maiden hair, it hangs down. I'm pretty sure it can move, but not very quickly. And it will try and aggress. Yeah, going to eat. Or I'm not sure. It's hair. It doesn't have whatever. It's going to do whatever that girl does with the grudge when she comes out of the TV and you know what I'm talking. You don't know what I'm talking about. Whatever. Anyway.
All I know is that creepy hairy lady comes out of TV.
Oh no, that's the ring. Yeah. And then the hair, and it's like the hair drips over things, and then it devours you, and then you hear the screams. Whatever. It's like that. It's like Japanese horror hair. All right, that grows on trees. All right. Okay. Yeah, very good.
And now.
So that's it.
Room.
Well, I mean, this is where we're going to. We have to work from here. We're already days behind again. We've had school holiday shenanigans to go on with, but this is where we will come in for our next episode, whether that's today or tomorrow. It might be tomorrow if there's a storm brewing. But this is where it comes out. There's your waterfall. It comes out into an oasis at the end of...
Let's say the barbarian turns into a seal.
Yeah, the seal might make its way out here. Yeah, through one of the holes.
Use a skip card.
Sure. I can't take everyone. It could end up and find its way out. I mean, at that point, if it wants to come back the other way, though, it's going to fight through the crone and back through everything on its own. So maybe not the best splitting the party situation. It can be. Splitting the party is not always great. But anyway, yeah. I mean, what happens if it pops out the other side? See, popping out of this side, you end up in a waterfall into an oasis. If you go too far and you pop out the other side trying the same trick, well, that's just a waterfall for hundreds and hundreds of feet down the side of a sheer cliff face. I mean, you're dead seal at that point, right?
Let's make since there was lava before.
Love, there had been a bit we put into the other dungeon,
Yeah.
sure. In
We
first
should
level.
just make it like just a lava river down there.
Maybe at some other point we might touch base with that, but I don't think we're going that way at all. We're going this way now. We're coming out of the caverns. We're leaving all the downstairs underground stuff, all of the claustrophobic away. Well, we might. I don't know if we're going back underground. We might not be.
We're gonna go into the astral plane with the.
Yeah, we're going into some astral planes. We're going to be doing some astral stuff on the other side of the dragons. All right, spoilers. But
no, spoilers.
All right, that's where we've done for the month. I think we should finish it up there.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time.
Well, thank you for joining us in our catch up.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a crazy time getting away and missing out the entire month mostly.
Yep.
But I'm glad we got something to show for it here with you guys. This has been our. Oh, we didn't introduce our mascots.
Oh yeah.
Click, click, click. My friendly druid, barbarian, Kenku. All right, this is click, click, and oh.
Yeah, I think we already did this.
Did we? Did we do? I can't remember. It's been one of those days.
Forgot.
All right, we had a couple of takes at the start to get back into form. All right, so click, click, and Gus saying goodbye. It's been real weird. See you next time.
See you next time.
Thanks for everything. Love your work.
Do the thing with the comments and stuff.
Comments down below. See you next time.
No hassle.
Oh, I have to find the screen again.